Hey guys, it's Carrie and I'm filming my design team project for TsunamiRose for the month of September. And actually got it done early, which I'm real excited about. And Daisy said that we can just choose some items from her shop and kind of pull together whatever we would like to do. And so I just decided to work with her floral big elements botanical packs that she has, and just kind of make myself like a garden treasures journal. So I'm very excited to show it to you. Now also I took a course from Nik the Booksmith, and so this was my second journal that I created, but I wanted you to see it is a hardcover journal. And here's the spine. It's a rounded spine. Here's the back. I just left the back, the plain scrapbook paper that I used. And then it's a fatty. So here's the inside. There are 6 signatures inside of here. And all the paper has been coffee dyed. I worked with just regular coffee dyed paper. And then also, you know, just some paper, the thinner scrapbook paper from a paper pack that I got over at, I think it was Hobby Lobby, that I just thought would kind of go well. There's lots of sewing throughout, but I'm going to try to go through this actually decently quickly so that the video doesn't end up being crazy train long. And as you can see, I left all the little strings from sewing here down at the bottom, but you'll see them throughout. So here we go. I've got some unbleached muslin that I just cut, or actually ripped. I didn't cut it at all. Just cut it and put it on the front cover, and then I stitched around one of Daisy's beautiful botanical pieces of ephemera. And then we're just going to start flipping through. So I made pockets here, and I've just got some tags tucked in, but here is one of the ephemera pieces that comes from her kits. So I put that in. Stitched some buttons with a little bit of muslin and a little tiny piece of lace. Again, just left all the strings. I have a glassine bag here that I coffee dyed, and I altered a just like a big tag, and I was working with Tim Holtz tissue paper. The big tag is actually a floral design from Daisy's shop, so you can kind of see the florals in there. And then I was using Mod Podge, just trying new things, and so I even Mod Podged on some lace, and then I just put a little lace piece at the bottom. I've got a flip up here, little fabric, lots and lots and lots of paper in here for journaling. So really, like right now at this point, this journal is done, but also it's not done. And so this book is so big that I think you're just going to be able to add to it over time. And that's kind of what I was looking for. So that's what I did. I made a little pocket here, almost like a tuxedo pocket. I don't really know what you call these pockets, but I think they're cool. And I learned this from Yvonne over on Junk Journal Junkies. So I just have some coffee dyed paper stuck in behind. It was a piece of lined paper that I just coffee dyed and then stitched on one of the beautiful Elements kits from Daisy. Behind it, I just have a little journaling card tucked in. Put a couple buttons, some muslin, little lace. Just playing around, trying new things. Here is a beautiful postcard that comes from the kit, and then behind it, I've just got some coffee dyed graph paper, and then also this beautiful image tucked in. Thought those flowers kind of went well together. Made a little belly band here with lace, so that is actually a pocket. I just got this cool postcard from a friend of mine who is over in Germany, so I guess that's what I'll use today to show you any tuck spots that I don't have anything to tuck into. Little glassine bag. I've got some ephemera tucked inside. And then here's the end of the first signature with a giant card in there. Look how pretty that is. Love it. Next signature. I've got a postcard here. And then just some little cutouts of book page, and then also this beautiful flower. Get in there, everybody. Come on. There we go. I put in one of my newsprint bags, added a little lace to trim it, and then just tucked a piece of graph paper in there. This actually comes as a page from Daisy's shop, but I just cut it down and then kind of quartered the edges just to have a little something in there for journaling. Come on. Don't you hate it when you're trying to film something and nothing goes in perfectly, like you just know that you want it to? Here's some lace. I loved this. I turned it into a pocket. So this is one of the giant images that comes from her shop, and then I just put 3 little mini tags in there with a little bit of coffee dyed seam binding, and then I clipped them in with these sweet little crochet paper clips that are actually bobby pin paper clips that I got from a shop over on Etsy. So I just made a large pocket there. Made another fabric flip. I got this fabric from Amore Fabriques. Stitched some fabric to this giant piece of music sheet. So I just tucked that in. This little image actually comes from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and I got these pockets over at Joann Fabrics in their fall section. So I have a few of these kind of layering throughout the journal. Made a little tablet that you can jot things on for the next paper bag. Tuck some digital paper in there, and then I put some pretty purple lace. I made kind of a scratch pocket, a little bit of music paper, and I have that handmade textured paper, and actually goes like this, but I tucked it in like this. So pulling out my purples, I thought that went really nicely. I love these little half pages. Again, this is a book that isn't complete, so you're going to just add over time, and that's kind of what I was really going after. So I made myself a little pocket. This is one of the digitals from Daisy's shop, and I added my button trim that I love so much. Obviously it's heavy, so I'm kind of being careful with it. And then I just printed on the back side some script. So added that. Coffee dyed paper of all kinds. I got a piece of tracing paper in here. Oh, on the back side of this, I've just got one of her images. It looks very vintage, very aged. Love it. I made myself a little flip out here, so coffee dyed it, and then put some cool lace on it. And I think, yes, it's also a pocket, so I could do that. And then here's another beautiful image. Left my strings on there, but just sewed it on. Back side. And then here is one of the floral postcards, and then another piece. Look at how gorgeous. Man, I just love these. So just tucked it in with a little bit of paper for journaling. Here's my third signature, and I think this one, yes, has got a pocket. So I just tucked one of the large digital images into it. Get back in there. Paper, I've got this fatty bird. This bird and that other butterfly are from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. But they're garden themed, and so that's why I tucked it in here. I thought they'd go along really nicely. Another coffee dyed bag, and then inside I've got some beautiful flowers, like little daisies. I made a little pocket here with a bird cage. Thought that would work out well with a garden. I made, I don't know if you can see, so this yellow bag comes from Joann's. You get the yellow bags, and then you get those, you get the yellow bags and these bags together. So it's like 3 of these and 3 of these, but they're fall colors, which is why I was drawn to it. And then I have a gorgeous image from the Big Elements kit, and then I put some tulle around it, and you probably can't see. I'll just try to hold them up. I put some little itty bitty sequins in there. And I love it because they're iridescent sequins, and so they kind of pull colors, which I think is fun. Another piece of my coffee dyed lace for a pocket. And then we've got this beautiful postcard. I love like the lining of that flower. It's almost like cartoonish, but it's so cool. Here's another beautiful image from the kit with cream roses. So I got that tucked in. Another glassine bag. And then here is the end with another giant flower. Another cool postcard. Here's another one of the element cards. So again, botanical, floral, garden treasures, garden journal. Here's another one of those bags. You could put like seed packets too in here. I didn't actually think of that until just now, but that would have been fun to make some pockets. But again, you can keep working in here because there's so much space that is open and available. Here I've got another bag, and I just stitched some ribbon trim. Not ribbon trim, material trim, kind of ruffled. And then that beautiful card just slides right on in. And on the back side, I've got this cool lace. It's like an oatmeal color. And then I made another one of those pockets. This time I've got these big red poppies. Or I don't know if they're poppies, but they are poppy-ish. So I love them. I love the colors. And then I've got my 3 little tags in there. And of course you can alter these tags, but for now I just left them in as is. Another little half page. I made a pocket with Edith Holden, so I'll pull that out. I snipped the page corner number 53 and I just sewed it on here upside down. And I put this cool, interesting trim around, and then it's just a little pocket. So I made that, tucked it in. I'll make sure it gets in a little bit better here later. I've got some lace trim. Some of these lace trims I actually got from Daisy. She was selling like lace cutoffs, and she had a couple of packs that were available, and I bought one, and I'm so glad that you did, you guys. There's tons of lace in there in all different colors, and I'm really feeling like this was one of the pieces that came from that kit, so I just glued it in. I have a big beautiful rose and another little piece of that lace cut out here. And then I put some more on my pink lace to back it. I made just a little side pocket here with some scrapbook paper, and then these gorgeous, carnation-like cards. Just tuck it in behind. Beautiful vintage roses. Here's another one of those tuxedo pockets. I really don't know what they're calling these pockets. I just think of a tuxedo. I don't know. Something about it. But I just made one with one of the pages of her digital kit. So this was a ledger page, and it's got some pretty tulips on there. You can see the writing. And then I backed it with scripting writing. And then I just tucked a little tag in there. A tag that can be altered. And then here is my final signature. This is just scrapbook paper that comes from the kit that I had. And I was trying to pull out colors that I thought would be, seen in a garden, really. One of the digitals. Gorgeous. Fits right on in there. And then we've got our final tour. This is a flip out. So you can, journal on here. You can collage that. You could do whatever you wanted to. And also it's a pocket. Got a glassine bag here, coffee dyed. More big, beautiful roses. Here is a pocket that I made. It's graph paper that I just stitched together. Put a little book page here and a paper flower. I've got some heart trim lining. And then I tucked inside this flower. So you can move all these flowers around too, or attach them to your pages, whatever. Now I made, oh dear, I was working around with my Mod Podge. Wasn't sure I was gonna be able to get that out. Okay, so I made this little tag. And this was just a piece of scrapbook paper that I had, but it had some pretty flowers on it. So I put just some Tim Holtz tissue paper over it. I put in a little O here, some little pink lace, the pink lace I got from that grouping that I got from Daisy. But I really just Mod Podged over it and added some seam binding. So just playing around, doing some stuff, trying new things. I put a little eyelet in there too. Just so that it would stay together well. Here is a postcard with just a couple of cutoffs, coffee dyed. But the coloring went so well together that I wanted to keep those. And then here is the last pocket in the workbook, or the junk journal. It's kind of a book you can work in. So yeah, maybe it is a workbook. Let's go with that. But again, the coloring just works so nicely together. So here is the back side. And then on the inside back cover, I've got my muslin that I ripped off. And then I put a big pocket in there that is pumpkins, which doesn't necessarily go with the florals. However, garden and garden journal, and you know how I love Halloween so much, and so I'm like, I'm doing it, I don't care. And the colors work so well together. But I also got these pockets at Joann's, so keep your eyes open for those. They're super cute. And then I just have some little papers tucked in the side, and I did stitch around the pocket. Actually, I stitched the pocket to the muslin and then I glued it onto the journal. And then for the closure, I've just got coffee dyed seam binding that I attached to the book itself. So here she is. Look at how fat she is. My goodness. Garden Treasures, my design team project for September. I totally love her. Oh, and on the cover, so I have scrapbook paper that I chose and I distressed it. And then I did just some lace trim up the spine, and then these gorgeous lace flowers I got from More Fabrics, and so I just glued those on as well. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I shall talk to you soon. Have yourself a great week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.